It's bow time. Stick around and I'll tell you what we into today. Man, where I'm from, we have a restaurant called Bojangles. You may have heard of it. But they have these little delicious potato bow rounds. And man, I tell you, that's a temptation for me every time I go by there in the mornings on my way to work. And I slipped up the other week and you know, trying to stay keto and everything. I just broke down and went by and got me some. And I thought, man, there's got to be a keto way to make these. So today we are going to see my ketofication of the bow rounds and see how it turns out. And as a bonus, I'm doing it two ways because I think I can like it either way, but we're going to see what happens. All right, let's get going with these ingredients. The first thing we have is a half a cup of cheddar. We've got 2 eggs. We've got 3 tablespoons of almond flour. We've got a teaspoon of minced onion. We got salt and pepper to taste, and we've got a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And we also have 1 cup of riced cauliflower, and it's been drained. And I just bought the old Green Giant here, and just you can use a cheesecloth or a clean towel or something to squeeze off the excess water. Cook it according to the instructions, and you got that ready. So the kicker here is mostly the spices. But all we're going to do is just mix this up real quick. So we'll add our eggs in, and then our almond flour, and then our cheese, and then we'll throw the spices in. Now the bow rounds, the Bojangles, is heaven. I mean, they've got a lot of spices in it, and one of the, if you want to, you can use minced onion. You can mince you up a little bit of onion and put it in instead of you know, the dried minced onion. But I mean, get a real onion and grate it up and put it in here. But we're going to use the dried minced onion right now, so that goes in. And like everything else, it's all to taste. So we'll mix this up real good using the old Armstrong mixer. And then we'll go put it on the chaffle and see what happens. My first time making cauliflower or anything on the chaffle maker, so we're going to do this together and just see how it comes out. I can smell that onion in there. That's a good sign. So all right, we're going to head to the kitchen and put it on the chaffle maker. All right, I've got these on the old chaffle maker. I'm going to let them cook about 3 minutes and see how it goes. I'm going to shut this lid and let the magic begin. All right, fresh off the chaffle maker, I put them on a cooling rack. I kind of chopped some up a little bit there, so they'll be more the size of a bow round. But anyway, you know what time it is now. Time to dig in and give it a try. All right, my friends, it is that time. My favorite time. And these turned out, they look pretty nice. If you have a mini chaffle maker to make them a little smaller, that would be cool. I'm going to experiment with the technique of this, but first of all, let's dig in and see how we did. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, now listen. The onions is what makes it great. And if you can use fresh, diced up, real fine onions, I'm sure that'll kick it on up a little bit more. But man, this is good. It's seasoned right. You can salt and pepper, taste, all that good stuff. But the onion, definitely, if you want a Bojangle knockoff, it's got to be in there. And the texture's just right on the inside. It's kind of got the hash brown feel to it. I probably could have cooked them just a little bit longer to get a little more crispiness, but I'm okay with it. My mind and everything's saying that's a hash brown. So yeah, after I made the chaffles, I got to brainstorming how I can make it a little better. And I come up with this, and for this I'm just changing just a couple subtle little things. But I've got a little silicone mold here, just about the size of an Oreo cookie. And then the ingredients are basically the same. We got our half a cup of cheese, 2 eggs, half a teaspoon of baking powder, salt and pepper to taste, and I changed the almond flour to pork rinds, and I changed the minced onions to actual fresh onions that I diced up with my little chopper. So I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of that in there, and I put it real fine. I mean, you can't hardly tell, but that's real finely grated up. So we're gonna mix that in there, and we're gonna run with this and see how this goes. I know it goes well because I've already experimented, and this has a more authentic bow round texture. The chaffles have the taste certainly, but it's like a chaffle texture. I wanted more of a hash brown kind of texture, so we're gonna throw this in real quick, give it a little stir. Hey, don't be afraid to try new things. And I used the whole package of that cauliflower. That comes out to about a cup when you strain the water off of it and pack it down. That's about the right amount. So, and for this round, it's just a little different. It takes just a minute longer, I guess, maybe, I don't know, but I really think it's worth the results. So, all right, we've got it mixed up pretty good, and all we're going to do is not quite fill this to the top, but put a little bit in each one. Maybe just a little bit over half is what I'm running with. And the onions, though, are the secret to the Bojangles bow rounds. Man, they got that spice in the onion, and you can zest these up a little bit if you want to put some Cajun seasoning in. I know I like spicy, so, but we're just going to put this together real quick. And I've got the air fryer ready, and what we're going to do is put the whole thing in the air fryer at 400 degrees, and we're going to run it for about 10 minutes. But this is one of those deals where you really got to just keep a look after it, because sometimes cooking times change from mine to yours. So I filled these a little extra full, but that's all right. If they come out of there, that'll be just fine. So I'm gonna put this in the air fryer and cook them, and then halfway through, we're gonna dump them out. I'll show you here in a second, and we'll see how it goes. All right, you can see what I've done here. I've put that inside my air fryer. Just put the whole mold in there and put it closed, 400 for about 10 minutes, but we're gonna keep a close eye on it. So about 5 minutes in, thereabouts, we'll, when the top starts getting a little brown, we're gonna dump all of them out. So, okay, you can see they're brown on top. Now what I'm gonna do is use a oven mitt, because that silicone's hot as fire, and reach in there and just dump them out, and then we'll finish cooking them. All right, I dumped them out, just put them in there, and we're gonna let them go until they crisp up around the edges. I filled the molds a little more than what I wanted to, but they turned into like little muffins, but that's all right. It's still gonna have that texture and everything, so next batch will be better. All righty, here we go, round 2. Out of the mold, that's about the size of a bow round, and about the thickness of them. I went a little too thick on that first batch, but that's all right. I thinned it out a little bit. The only thing left to do now is give it a try. Oh yeah. Texture is spot on the inside as a hash brown. It is a little spongy, but hey, I can deal with that. I did crisp it up. You might can go a little bit longer in the air fryer to get a little more crunch on it. And I got to thinking, by the way, this is delicious. I got to thinking, if you take it out before it's all browned up in there and bread it and throw it in the fryer, Oh, wow. Who knows what that would be? I'm not afraid to experiment. I tell you, you know, for the cost of a pack of rice and a few seasoning and an egg, well, eggs are pretty high, I don't know, but anyway, don't be afraid to try things out. But I give these a big old thumbs up to take care of that bow round craving that I have some mornings. I'm gonna bag them up and throw them in the freezer, and that way if I'm gonna throw them in my lunch box and take them to work, I can have them there. Appreciate you being here. Try it out. Tell me what you think in the comments. And until the next time, may the Lord bless you.